Hi everyone! Today in reading we are looking at the learning challenge I Can Build a Wide Vocabulary. We're going to think of some more adjectives to describe the wolf and we are going to put them into our zone of relevance again, where the ones which describe the wolf well go nearest to the middle and the ones which don't really describe him go further away from the zone of relevance. We have done this before. We did it before we started reading the book. And the reason why we're doing it again is because I think some of our opinions might have changed on what the wolf is like. Because initially we were using words like terrifying and horrible and big and bad. And actually, now we've read the story, we've learned that the wolf might not actually be big and bad at all. So first I'd like you to pause the video. We're going to think about our words that do describe the wolf. Are we still going to use words like big and bad and terrifying and terrible to describe him, or might we use some different words? So pause the video in a moment and think about the words that do describe him now, the words that will go near to the centre of our zone of relevance. Okay, so we are looking at the words which describe the wolf. And we need some really good adjectives, some good describing words. So as we are thinking about the story, we need to think about the things that happen and the things that he does. The first thing that happens near the beginning of the story is he says he has a terrible sneezing cold. Well, I can think of a good adjective to describe him then, because he's ill, and ill is an adjective, the ill wolf. So in this first box here, a word that could describe him could be the word ill. If I was feeling really snazzy, I could write a different word that means the same as ill. I could write poorly, or I could use the un prefix and write unwell, and I actually prefer that one, so I'm going to put unwell in that box. He is an unwell wolf. He is very poorly. He's not feeling very good at all. So now we need to think of another one. So we need to think of some things that the wolf does and then think of an adjective to describe him. So I know that he says, Mr. Pig, are you in? And when he sneezes, he tries to cover his mouth. So he calls the pig Mr. Pig and he tries to cover his mouth. I'm wondering if you can think of an adjective to describe the wolf. I've just thought of a good one. He is very polite. He is a very polite wolf. He does lots of nice, polite things. He says, Mr. Pig, are you in? Mr. is a really polite way to talk to somebody, like the way that you might call me Miss Brooks. He's calling the pig Mr. Pig to be polite. He also covers his mouth when he sneezes, which is a really polite thing to do. And he also says, I don't want to just walk into someone else's house because that would be rude. So he's consciously trying to be a nice guy. He is trying to be polite. Oh, just then I used the word nice. Now, nice is an adjective, so that's one that we could have. We could have nice. Or if you were feeling really snazzy, you could think of a different word that means nice but is a little bit more descriptive. So you could have lovely or loving and caring, because he is loving and caring towards his grandma. He tries to make her a birthday cake for her birthday, and he has a cute little picture of her on the wall as well. So he's quite loving and caring towards his grandma. So in my next box, if it will let me, I might write caring, because he is quite caring towards his grandma. Okay, so this time I've got 4 very different words that describe the wolf. Last time I had words like terrifying and terrible and horrible and nasty. But now I've got unwell, polite, nice and caring. Now in my zone of relevance, I'm going to try and think of some words which do not describe the wolf. So in a moment, pause the video and try and think of some words which do not describe the wolf. They are not a good description of him. That's not what he's like. Okay, so I'm going to think of some words that do not describe the wolf now. The first one that I've thought of is rude, because he is not rude. He is very polite. Rude and polite are opposites. The pig is rude, but the wolf is not at all rude. He's very polite all the time, right up until the very end when the pig says your granny can sit on a pin, and then he does get angry. He does get angry, but he's never really very rude at all. He's very polite. He says, Mr. Pig, are you in? He tries to cover his mouth when he sneezes. He's very polite, so he is not rude, which is why we put rude in this box over here, a long way away from the zone of relevance. Now we need one more. What is the wolf not? I don't think that the wolf is evil. So in this box here, I am going to write the word evil. I don't think he's evil because I don't think that he really meant to do anything wrong at all. He didn't really mean to hurt anybody. He ate the pigs, but they were already dead, and he's a wolf, you know, it's in his nature to be a carnivore. So I don't think he's evil. I think he's okay, really. And at the end, he did get a bit angry, and he was huffing and puffing and trying to knock the door down when the pig said your granny can sit on a pin. Yeah, he did do that, but I don't think that makes him evil. He was feeling a bit angry, but I don't think that makes him evil, because afterwards he knew he was making a real scene, and I think he regretted it a little bit. So I have got my words that don't describe him as rude and evil, because he's not rude and he's not evil. So they're going a long way away from the centre of my zone of relevance. So it's your go now, year ones. Have a go at filling in these boxes. The words which are near the centre of the zone of relevance are words that do describe him, and the words which are far away are the words which do not describe him very well at all.